The other news that we are tracking through the day. Sources say a group of ministers set up by the GST Council is looking at the possibility of a 1% Agri Cess on luxury items. The proceeds could be used for taking care of all the stress that we are seeing in the rural sector, particularly for farmers. Rituparna Nath now joining us. Ritu, at one time, the same group of ministers and the GST Council were considering a sugar cess. Now this is a new cess that is being considered an agri cess.
We're given to understand from our sources that the group of ministers is now levying a 1% agricultural cess on luxury items as and when required, and they are likely to suggest this to the GST Council. However, before they go on and give this suggestion to the Council, they will have to get an approval from the Attorney General. So only if the Attorney General gives his nod, then the Council, this GOM will be going ahead and suggesting to the Council that they should be levying a cess on luxury items, the proceeds of which will be used for helping distressed farmers. We're also given to understand that this GOM is awaiting its response from the Attorney General on imposition of sugar cess, and they might meet again on 20th of July provided they get a response from the Attorney General. And it's also very highly unlikely that in its next council meeting on 21st of July the council will take a call on imposition of cess on sugar, considering the fact the finance ministry is also not much keen on imposing this cess anymore, and also the arrears have come down by 5,000 crores due to fixing of MSP. We also given to understand that GOM is in favor of slashing rate of GST on ethanol used for blending petrol from 18% to 18% to 12%, something that even the oil ministry has been pitching for. So this is what we've given to understand from our sources. Now we'll have to wait and watch for the next council meeting to understand what comes out finally.
Right, thanks Rituparna for joining us with that. Let's take this forward now and discuss it with Sandeep Chilana, the partner of taxation at Shardul, Amarchand, Mangaldas and Co. Hi, thanks so much. This is Nantara from the New Delhi studio. So first we were hearing about a sugar cess, but I guess after that mega sugar package and price of sugar, etc. being taken care of, there's a new cess that seems to be in the works, a 1% agri cess on luxury items. The source is telling us that's not going to be on tea and coffee, but other kind of luxury items. We don't know what it is. I would imagine these are all the luxury sin items you have in the 28% category. Sandeep, the Attorney General is finally going to decide if you should have such new kind of cesses being levied when you already have a GST in place. But would you say that this is perhaps the most feasible option there is before the government, especially in an agriculture year, in an election year?
Hi Nantara, good evening. I think, as I said at the time of the sugar cess discussion, any such decision to levy a cess which is over and above GST and which is outside technically the realm of GST is actually diluting the concept of one nation, one tax. Because the whole purpose of merging all the existing taxes was that we would have one tax, the compliance of which would be easy. And as soon as the different kind of taxes in form of these specialized cesses come in, which would have their own compliances, we would be relegating back to the era from where we came. So I am, to be very honest, in my personal opinion, is not in favor of any such cesses. Government has various other sources to generate the revenue. Government can consider tinkering of rates or may postpone the tinkering of rates that it is considering to ensure that it has seamless flow of revenue, which is very important for the government. But tinkering with the model or the concept of GST is something which I am not in favor of.
So much for taking out time for us and telling us what's your first reaction to this entire news flow.